Hey friends, I'm back, looking to rev up your tone with the Revv G4 pedal. So this is the G4. I did do a complete live demo of the G2 and G4 that Derek from Revv kindly gave me while I was in TGU in Germany a little while back. And these little Canadian pedals are fantastic in my opinion. They work like the channels on the Revv flagship Generator 120 amp. And this is the cooking hot, really blistering channel on the Revv Generator 120. So can this little thing replicate that? Well, that's a question that I'm hoping we can answer today. Certainly one of the first things I've noticed, and I said it on the G2 review, is that these little pedals are really robust. They're all metal construction, including the knobs. There's no plastic to be found anywhere on them, and even the little toggle switch is really quite tough and seems very robust. So, good value, and I think they will last an absolute lifetime. The other thing I really like on these is the fact that the input, output and the 9-volt power supply sockets are all on the top of the pedal, which gives you much more scope for more real estate or taking up less real estate on your pedal board, because you can butt these pedals up right close to each other because the inputs and outputs aren't on the sides. Nice little design touch as far as I'm concerned, Revv. So they are supposed to act like the channel on the Generator 120 amp, and this is the red channel, the high gain channel, the metal channel if you like, and each of them has the controls that you would expect to find on a standard amplifier channel stage. So you've got a volume, a gain, a bass, a middle and a treble. So they do act very much like the channel on an amp, or basic channel on an amp. You've also got a little switch here that in the middle is off, and up gives you a blue, which is a subtle boost in the gain, and down is red, which gives you a fairly hefty boost in the gain, as if this thing's not gainy enough. So we're going to do a little bit of a sound test on this today, and we're going to run it with what I would consider to be an entirely affordable rig. Rather than playing it with a PRS or through a very expensive amplifier, I've just decided to use the Harley Benton CST24 through my standard Marshall Lead 12 stack, which is a very affordable amp and should be not dissimilar to what most people out there can afford. So it's not really expensive high-end gear that this is running through, so our demo should be fairly easy to recreate on your equipment. I hope you like that idea. Let's first of all go over and listen to what the amp sounds like with just the clean pedal platform channel that I've set up on it. We're recording everything through a Sennheiser E906 dynamic microphone put straight in front of the middle of the top speaker of the Marshall. So let's go and have a listen to the clean tone. Okay, now let's kick this beast in with everything at 12 o'clock. So no cut or no boost on any of the controls, just dead center 12 o'clock. For me personally, with this amp set up as it is, that sounds quite top-endy, quite fizzy to me, and I will get to changing the tone controls around for what I feel suits this amp in just a moment. But before we get there, I'd just like to show you what the volume pot response is on the guitar, because this really does, like all of the Revv G series pedals in the Alpha range, it really does demonstrate the characteristics of an amplifier. If you turn the volume pot down, you just leave the gain behind, it taps it off until it becomes just a crunch or a breakup. So let's have a quick listen to that. So as you can see, you can clean it up quite a bit by changing the volume control, exactly as you would if you were plugging into the red channel on the Generator 120. But this is still at half gain. So let's see what the minimum gain setting is by turning this gain control all the way down, and let's see how clean we can get this dirty pedal. Yes, not very clean. It's not designed to clean up too much because, let's face it, the red channel on the 120 is not designed as anything other than a high gain channel. So let's crank it up. Let's put some more gain on this. Now I'd like to dial in my preferred tone pattern with this pedal so that it suits the amplifier best and tune to the amplifier to get out a tone that I really like. Let's have a little look at the range of the tone controls. We'll put the bass and then middle and then treble from minimum to maximum, and you can see the tonal range that each control gives you. Now, using my favourite setting, let's see what effect this little middle boost to blue and down to red, let's see what effect that has on the gain stage of this pedal. So there it is. I think you'll agree that this Revv G4, it really is a rock and metal beast. It's definitely a high gain pedal. I'm very impressed with how musical it sounds right the way across the gain range. And I do honestly think that these Revv pedals are an amp in a box, and the responsiveness of the controls and the way the controls work, to me, just seem just like using the same controls on the front of the amp. Obviously, at a lot less cost. This is 199 British pounds, which is 229 US dollars or thereabouts. Very, very good value in my opinion, considering how well built they are, and I think they will last. And also because I really do feel that they sound like an amp in a box. As always, let me know what you think of this little unit in the comments section down below. I really love reading your comments and I get a lot of interesting feedback from them. Again, if there's anything else you'd like me to do with this or anything else you'd like me to review, just say so in the comments. I try to do everything that people ask me to do within reason. And also, if you want to help the channel, if you've really enjoyed this video, don't only just give it a thumbs up and a like, which I really appreciate, but share it as well. If you can share this video, that really helps me. And also, of course, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, it can't hurt. And if you do, click the bell icon so that you get notified. I upload most Tuesdays and most Fretted Fridays, and I'll be back really soon with more of the best content that I can bring you. In the meantime, as always, my good friends, you take good care.